Sister Wives star pens heartbreaking letter to late son 2 years after his passing, 2 years after an unimaginable loss. A mother's love still speaks louder than words. In a deeply emotional message that has touched fans around the world, Yanelle Brown, star of the hit reality series Sister Wives, shared a heartbreaking letter dedicated to her late son Garrison Brown. The message was raw. It was honest. And above all, it was filled with the kind of love only a parent can understand. 2 years have passed since Garrison's tragic death, yet the pain, the memories, and the longing remain as powerful as ever. In her letter, Yanelle reflected on the moments they shared, the lessons he left behind, and the silence that now fills the space where her son once stood. Today, we're going to explore the powerful message Yanelle wrote to her son, the life and legacy of Garrison Brown, how the Brown family has been coping with grief, the impact this tragedy had on fans of Sister Wives, and why this letter has resonated with so many people around the world. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories aren't about fame or television. They are about love, loss, and the strength it takes to keep going. 2 years after losing her son, Yanelle Brown chose to mark the anniversary in a deeply personal way. Instead of a simple tribute post, she wrote what many fans describe as a love letter to her son. In the emotional message, Yanelle reflected on the overwhelming reality of living without Garrison. She spoke about how time may move forward, but grief doesn't follow a schedule. Some days feel manageable. Other days bring waves of memories that make the loss feel just as fresh as the day it happened. In her message, she described how she still finds herself thinking about the little things. The way he laughed. The way he joked with his siblings. The way he always seemed to light up a room. She wrote that even though he is gone, his presence continues to live on in the memories shared by the family. One line from her message stood out to many readers. She expressed that a mother never stops being a mother, even when her child is no longer physically here. For Yanelle, Garrison is still her son, still part of her daily thoughts, still someone she speaks to in quiet moments. Her letter wasn't just about grief. It was about enduring love. For longtime fans of Sister Wives, Garrison Brown wasn't just a name in headlines. They watched him grow up. He first appeared on the show as a child when the series debuted in 2010. The show followed the unconventional life of Cody Brown, his wives, and their large plural family. Among the many children in the Brown household, Garrison stood out for his independent spirit and sense of humor. As he grew older, viewers saw him evolve into a confident young man who wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He developed strong bonds with his siblings. He also built a close relationship with his mother, Yanelle. Fans often saw their dynamic on screen, one built on mutual respect and understanding. Outside of the show, Garrison pursued his own path. He served in the National Guard and worked hard to establish his independence. He even purchased his own home at a relatively young age, something that made his mother incredibly proud. To many fans, he represented determination and resilience. But like many young people, his life also had challenges. And while reality television shows moments of family life, it doesn't always capture the deeper struggles people may face behind the scenes. When news of Garrison Brown's death first emerged, it sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives community. Fans who had watched him grow up on television struggled to process the loss. For the Brown family, the pain was immeasurable. No parent ever expects to outlive their child. And for Yanelle, the tragedy left a void that words can barely describe. In the months that followed, the family leaned on each other for support. They also received an outpouring of messages from fans around the world. People who had never met Garrison still felt connected to him because they had watched his life unfold on television. The response highlighted something unique about reality television. Over time, viewers begin to feel like they truly know the people on their screens. And when tragedy strikes, that connection becomes deeply emotional. Grief doesn't follow a straight line. Some days bring peace. Other days reopen wounds. In her letter, Yanelle spoke honestly about this reality. 2 years later, she says she still finds herself experiencing moments where the loss feels overwhelming. Sometimes it's triggered by memories. Sometimes by everyday reminders. A song, a photo, a familiar place. These small moments can bring a rush of emotions. Yanelle also shared that grief has changed her perspective on life. She now focuses more on appreciating the people around her, on spending meaningful time with family, on recognizing that life can change in an instant. Her message carried a quiet strength. It wasn't about pretending everything is okay. It was about acknowledging pain while continuing to move forward. The Brown family has always been large and complex. Over the years, Viewers have watched relationships evolve, conflicts emerge, and family dynamics shift. But tragedy has a way of bringing people together. After Garrison's passing, family members leaned on each other for support. Siblings shared memories and stories. Parents reflected on the moments they cherished. And despite past tensions within the family, many rallied around Yanel during the hardest moments. Grief often reminds people of what truly matters. In times of loss, disagreements that once seemed important can suddenly feel insignificant. What remains is love, and the shared memories of someone who meant so much to everyone. After Yanel shared her heartfelt message online, fans quickly responded. Thousands of comments poured in. Many expressed sympathy and support. Others shared their own experiences with loss. Some parents who had lost children said Yanel's words captured exactly how they felt. They understood the ongoing grief. They understood the constant longing. But they also recognized the love behind her message. For many readers, the letter wasn't just about one family's tragedy. It was about the universal experience of grief. The message reminded people that they are not alone in their pain. And sometimes, simply sharing those feelings can bring comfort. While Garrison's life ended far too soon, the impact he had on those around him continues. His friends remember his loyalty. His siblings remember his humor. And his mother remembers the young boy she raised and the man he became. Yanel's letter emphasized that legacy. She wrote about how his spirit continues to influence the family. His memories live on in stories they share. In the laughter that echoes when someone recalls one of his jokes. In the lessons he taught them about resilience and independence. For Yanel, honoring his memory means continuing to live fully while carrying his love with her. Writing the letter may have been painful, but it also served as a form of healing. For many people, expressing grief publicly can be incredibly difficult. Yet when someone does share their story, it can help others who are experiencing similar pain. Yanel's message became more than a personal tribute. It became a reminder that grief is something many people silently carry. By speaking openly, she allowed others to feel seen, to feel understood, and perhaps even to feel less alone. 2 years later, life continues. But it is not th.